Hey there, folks. Welcome to Broadband Deployment News. I have a quick feel-good story about Colorado and a challenge process as part of their capital projects fund that is going to now apply $9.5 million to new broadband projects. Be right back. Thanks for joining. Rick Husey here with Decorum with Broadband Deployment News. So this was something I just wanted to report on that I thought was kind of cool story because we're always talking about, at least I am, some of the waste in broadband funding sometimes, or just generally in federal funding. In broadband, we're about duplication of projects where we might be funding an area that was already funded, and a lot of times once government gets their hand on money, they may not make the best use of it. So here we're talking about the state of Colorado and what they've done. So we see here Colorado recycles broadband funding and awards $9.5 million. This is in Telecompetitor. State of Colorado has awarded $9.5 million to 4 companies from the state's Advanced Colorado CPF Fund. That's the Capital Projects Fund. The funding will cover some of the costs of high-speed broadband deployments in rural areas where service is not currently available. The funding became available after a challenge process caused some previously funded projects to be reduced in size, and associated funding was returned to the program. The new awards will be subject to a challenge process as well. So this was part of their Capital Projects Fund, which is money that they received from the Capital Projects Fund from the federal government. So same name. And as part of that challenge process, they have to open it up and let internet service providers, and I'm assuming consumers and communities and whoever else might have an interest in this, challenge some of the areas that say they have broadband access, or maybe say they don't have broadband access. And it sounds like that's what's the case here. Maybe there were some areas that were determined to be unserved that it turns out were served, and hopefully that is the case, that they were served with a high-quality broadband connection, and therefore they no longer needed to be funded through the Capital Projects Fund for that particular area, and that those funds could then be returned and applied somewhere else. So that's what has happened here. Biggest award is in this new announcement was nearly $3.4 million, which will go to Southern Colorado Economic Development District. Local fiber provider Vero won almost that much, approximately $3.2 million for 2 projects. Also winning funding were Colorado Springs Utilities, which will take home over $1.8 million, and local fiber broadband provider Allo Communications, which will take home over $1.1 million. The funding came through the Federal Capital Projects Fund. The state opted to use all $162.2 million. It was awarded through that program for the Advanced Colorado CPF Fund. So those funds were from ARPA, so there was the Capital Projects Fund, and a lot of states used all or most of their funding from that program for broadband. And then there was also the State and Local Fiscal Recovery Fund as part of ARPA, and that was quite a bit more money. Some states used a lot of that, if not most of that, or all of that for broadband, but some states used it for other infrastructure projects. But we see here, out of this $162.2 million that the state was able to get from the federal CPF, they applied it all to broadband. In January, the state awarded $113.5 million through the program. Competition for funding was fierce as the state received applications for total funding that was nearly 4 times what was available. Additional information about the new awards can be found on the list of funded Advanced Colorado projects, and that may be going to a page that I'm looking at here. Additional information about Colorado Broadband, including links to state funding resources and state-specific telecompetitor coverage, can be found on this page that Telecompetitor put together. So, and then there might be a link in here, but I just Googled it. So you see here, Capital Projects Fund. So you've got the awarded projects, but then there's the note here that says on March 22nd, CBO announced, Colorado Broadband Office announced 5 additional grants as a result of the Advanced Capital Projects Fund's challenge process. And then for more information about these new projects, you can see the list below, and the new awards are in bold. Now, they were mentioned in the article, but if you go to this page, which I did link to in the description along with a link to the article, you can scroll down and you'll see, for example, here, the very first one, Weld County in Colorado, Allo Communications, that's, again, that $1 million there. And you see 654 locations. Then we've got another bolded one here, El Paso, Colorado. That's Colorado Springs Utilities, $1.8 million, 229 locations. Then we've got, I should have done the calculations on the cost per location here because they seem to be pretty high. We'll have to see. I didn't actually do the numbers. I'll check that out. Then we've got, again, this is the largest one, Southern Colorado Economic Development District, 3.37 million, 385 locations. And then we've got Teller and Weld counties here with Vero. Again, they've got two of the new projects, 2.4, almost 2.5 million and 700,000. So again, about almost 3.2 million there for them for almost like 1,000, a little over 1,000 locations there for them. So again, good news here because what I like to see is government working and being fiscally responsible with all of this money. This means that all of those locations, that total number of locations, and that amount of money will not have to be allocated from BEAD. So this will help Colorado as far as their BEAD deployments because they can now take those. I would say they could take those locations off the map, but maybe they probably already thought they were off the map because they thought they were served. No, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, these are new locations. They thought they had some areas that they were applying funding to, and it turns out they had funding. So now these are new unserved locations that are coming off the map. So I was right the first time. This will be good news for them from that standpoint as well. So they'll be able to make their BEAD money go that much further. So thanks for joining me today. If you're not subscribed to our channel, click the subscribe button, ring the bell, and you'll be notified when I'm live. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. I'd appreciate that. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.